Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of an extended break. We are ready to get underway. Map number 2, it's Dust2. It's Entropiq's pick, and they need to find success, and they're looking towards long to find it early doors.
Oh, Breezer's just crept in here, hasn't he? But I don't think they're going to expect the T's to be so close. They're waiting for a flash of some kind, you know, so they can counter it. Breezer goes hunting, and that is fantastic for the CT side. Now they've got all that info. Here's their flash. Maybe needed a bit more out of it, but there's a lot of bodies around here from the CT side. Bombs hit the deck, and that's a pretty big deal. 3 versus 2, with a lurking presence from Propler. Looking very good for the CTs.
Maybe safe to say that was quite rough as a pistol around there from the C side. Not exactly the dream start for them. They tried to play this sort of slow contact play out towards long, and Propler back turn freebie for Kragan. What a pistol round. It's a weird one, to say the least, but it's like Danica's now in a 1 versus 3. You know, tough map number 1. Couldn't quite find the impact he was looking for. He's to here. There's the first, but he's limited that just that. What a pistol round. What a weird one. What a successful one for ECSTATIC as they're up to their first on the board. And Kragan, 3K for him as well. Quite nicely done. For Entropiq, quite worrying. If they start slow again, the same way we saw in towards Nuke, this gets very, very concerning. It's a map in which both teams don't mind playing. ECSTATIC,
yeah,
despite it not being their pick, they're not bad.
Yeah, for sure, right? And I think, you know, you start to leave your mind in the last map and be like, oh, for goodness sake, not again, you know, and all this kind of stuff. It's tough, man. It's a nice shot from an arcade, though, to open it up. So that's nice on the force spike. See what they can do with it. It's going to be that B-sided default, really, and perhaps a work down lower tunnels. I've seen this rodeo before, and then perhaps up short as the round goes on, especially now they have the man advantage. Yeah,
short defaults for Entropiq was so successful for them. But that was the previous roster, like we said, right? 2 new changes, 2 standards coming in, technically 3 as well of Anakas. I mean, it is it's a different affair, a different team, different system. But that start, they're going to double down. Manx, easy for the trade. Numbers brought level.
Yeah, solid stuff. Crad will take him down. Breezer out towards the ramp. This is 2 A1S's now picked up. They've got to be really careful about this. Breezer is looking a little overconfident. We get one of those rail smokes come in, but I'm going to act upon it. And, well, Breezer's gone hunting. May well start to call to Queenix that, you know, to be working their way towards B. Big fight. Spray down's not there. Nearly goes down to just falling off, to be honest. They know they've done damage to him now, and they will actually find him as well. Entropiq looking good for the force buy here. Queenix has to clutch up against 3. Crad's low, but there's really not a lot on his side for this one, in my honest opinion.
Yeah, you have to agree. Just a safe call, right? Has to be. I think arguably, right, especially with the current meta in terms of economy over towards CSGO, it's more important with the force buys, isn't it, than the pistol. The pistol is nice to set yourselves up in a more preferential state over towards the force buy, but if you could take it the way Entropiq have, it does give you that early bit of momentum, which is kind of what they needed desperately off the back of, you know, by the finest of margins, losing out in towards Nuke. They would need a pretty decent start in towards Dust2 if they want to kind of reset that mental state. One way to do it. First run on the board. As you mentioned, I think Breezer got slightly overconfident, and it paid the price.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, pretty big deal for Entropiq. I mean, that's got to put some you know, morale back in the camp, to be honest. So happy for them. Hopefully they keep it rolling, keep it going.
I mean, yeah, you look towards ECSTATIC, right? What's that buy? FAMAS around it, it's not great. It's a little bit rough.
What can you do, right? Yeah. You really have to is the issue, I think, that maybe people looking at it at home might not figure. You really do have to go for the buy here. It's either a Eco or force an Eco. Which one sounds better to you, right? Have a bit of weaponry to fight back. Now, as I've been saying this, they have been losing heads. Eagle, Breezer, they line up. He needed one more bullet. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Propler will finish him off, but that could have been the round upside down. Not going to be the case. Entropiq with the stronger weaponry have come out on top of the long battle eventually. Cabby has to, I don't know, maybe find a gun. Yeah, I think could be a smart move here and just save that into the next. His timing's pretty good here to just run down long and catch them. So if he gets himself a gun, gets around the corner, catches the bomb planter or something like that, he really could do some damage here.
yeah, it changes things completely. If you can get a little bit of space in towards long, or on the other case, you could just play exits, right? I mean, longs are pretty standard play to play exits. His rifle's down too. Hang on a second. Surely it steps taken out. Messi does get a dink on towards Crab, but unfortunately, not got the timing. If he had held W and picked up the M4A1S, different scenario, different story, but it's Entropiq go up to a second on the board. Good start from them. Good resurgence, good turnaround off the back of what was a close map number 1, but not a successful one for them. Already looking significantly better. I think now they're setting their ways in terms of the early part of this map, right? It should be Entropiq up to 3 here, potentially even extending a little bit further, because ECSTATIC will be stuck in that brutal cycle, let's call it. It's full buy-in, Belgium, convert, rinse and repeat at the Mark 10 at range, farming.
Yep. Easy money, mate.
Money.
Easy money, of course. It's absolutely what we love to see. We love those eco frags. They definitely... I mean, definitely make me feel good when I'm getting them in games. But we've got the buy coming out, of course, ECSTATIC. We've not had a strong one for a little while here. This looks pretty good to me.
2-round deficit. Full buy coming out for ECSTATIC. This is where they have to really kind of pick up the pace, pick up the tempo, and find that success. All been picked up by Breezer. He had fairly decent amounts of success with it in towards Nuke. And of course, he did a good job of limiting Anarchist, who already looked a lot better. Granted, the ecos do help the stats a little bit, but looking more confident, to say the least. Now, though, slower temperament being picked up here by Entropiq. They're not trying to overextend.
No. Mid-round of Dust2, it can often be a bit slow, just sending the feelers out there, really hoping to catch a gap. And it looks to be Manx that wants to find it. This is a smart move, a smart position to be in. Crad seems, you know, slightly savvy to it, but not fully, right? So, gonna get taken down. Pretty big frag, and there's not really much that they can do about it. Entropiq, I'm not quite sure. They go for the mid to B smoke, trying to fake out a push or some utility, but then they only send one player to act on the fake. It does look a bit broken, if you ask me.
No, I agree. I really do. U2 will come through over towards A, but it's a standard short default that Entropiq have been known for. This is where they found, you know, so much of their success with the previous roster. Sorry, I say they're properly going to come in towards upper tunnels, cause a bit of a ruckus, smoking towards front side. Breezer looking to deny some presence.
Yep, lovely stuff. 4 versus 3. Just needs to really stay alive at this point, to be honest with you. Nickelback's going to try and get that bomb plant in. Cheeky move from Breezer, and he gets another before going down. Trades there from Queenix, all down to Nickel. What can he find? He's first. Oh, hearing the shots coming out as well from Queenix. Going to take him a little overzealous here from the CTs. Abby is left to do it all. Nickelback is going to just steal the hearts away here from ECSTATIC. Pulls the reload off, got the fake Glock throw as well to just keep him distracted, but he's won it. Of course he has. The hard work was done. Cabby was putty in his hands, and Entropiq have nicked away number 4.
What a round. What a clutch as well that is. And you've got to say, rookie error is so costly towards ECSTATIC. That jump, that kind of kooky jump that we saw Queenix go for, that really changed things. If he had just slowed the tempo down and played it like a 2 versus 1, played off the back of contact, played off trade, I don't see a way in which he clutched that one out, but credit to seeing Nickelback really step up to the plate and Entropiq extend their lead once further. Realistically, this should be them going to 5-1. It's only pistols for ECSTATIC to work with, and for, well, the most part, barely any armor. It's only Craig, and he's picked up some half armor.
Crad. Here for him. Just holding the line. Indeed, he's going to do so. Fantastic stuff. And in these rounds, you always want to get those opening kills nice and easy. No stress. And from here, you definitely should be able to win it, right? This is kind of, I don't know, bro, probably less than 1% of rounds from this game state have been won by the CT side in this situation, by the deficit side. So, yeah, solid stuff. And hopefully it should go well for Entropiq. They're really not wanting to waste any time, though, Neo.
Yeah, I mean, oh, that makes it a lot worse. I think there was a world in which Breezer maybe could have snuck himself into a rifle, maybe a kill to cause a problem. Get full blinded. Turn to the worst possible point. He was playing anti before that. Smokes will come through. Split towards B. Queenix, he's in no man's land. He can't find anything, surely. Will fall to the hands of Seltzer. And that confirms things. Round in favour of Entropiq to come momentarily. 5-1, it's not exactly a bad start.
Sir. That's a bit ridiculous. Lovely frags for the highlight reel, but indeed. The rounds keep going the way of Entropiq. Doesn't really matter about your little individual performances there. Entropiq, they want this third map, and you can feel it. ECSTATIC are yet to put anything on the board. A messy pistol from them. And they just could not hold it together, could not convert things, and the rifles have not looked great either. So Entropiq really do have their number on the T side.
Surprising as well, based off the fact that this is a map in which ECSTATIC do like playing. They've been pretty decent in the grand scheme of things of tier 2. And they're struggling out towards long hand in a second. Manx gets a freebie.
Yep, absolutely. Manx gonna open things up. Kragan feeling good, feeling confident. Krad's trying to pick up a trade, but really, I think he has now been spotted. He'll actually Manx, he catches Kragan reloading. Ah, that's terrible timing. Celta's crept up short this whole time, and the round's been flipped upside down. Smokes for the cross are available. Cabby's low after an early tag. That's a save angle, that is. Yep, 3 on 2, and they're just going to back off. Disaster for ECSTATIC, man.
It's getting worse, isn't it? It really, it's going from bad to worse as well. I mean, the pistol was such a great start, and we were thinking, okay, you know, in the chaos, they're thriving a little bit, the ECSTATIC side. It was a really weird pistol round, which they made work in their favor. But since we've seen any sort of a buy come out from Entropiq, it has been one-way traffic. I'm getting really worried. I mean, this is not a great start. And this looks like a side who don't look well prepped on this map, despite it being actually one of the better ones for ECSTATIC. They've played 14 times in the last 3 months. And okay, granted, 57% win rate isn't exactly brilliant, but you know, some of the sides they've been playing against to take a wins across have been fairly decent. You know, Argentum, another side who are here within Challenger League, they've taken them down twice in the last kind of a month alone. They've put up a good fight and a victory against Heat in the road to Rio. A close game against Falcons. I mean, this is normally seen like a map that for ECSTATIC is not a home ground, but at least a comfort one that they can float. So far, though, they are being outplayed.
Yeah, big style. Big style. And, you know, that last round is really testament to it. So hopefully for their sake, they can just prove to themselves they can get a rifle round, you know? It starts to become a bit of a, is it even possible? Those are not good thoughts to have in your head, to be honest. Let's see here. Queenix just rotating nades out towards that B bomb site. Just going to get rid of pretty much all his nades. But you don't want to go through that tunnel, as you would expect. Pretty hard to get through there, actually.
That's it. Pretty hard. Harder than expected. Manx. Oh, I need to be careful here. He is right on the knife's edge, but he passes the first test.
Any more for any more, he says. Doesn't look like it. Arquez and Celta not going to give him those fights. Pretty big once again. And Arquez, though, he finds Kragan with the CT area left open. Going to move up short nice and quick. I don't think this angle's expected. Krad being the only one here, he might go for the slow clear anyway. Hanks has found another onto Propler into what's pretty big. Oh, and Krad does not clear it. Thought he was safe, thought Cabby would be away, but he must have heard him, something along those lines. 4v2. Surely we don't lose from here. Uh-oh. Celta loses his head. Down comes Manx, misses the spray, and suddenly it's a 2 versus 2. Off of the AWP goes an Arquez. Bombs go in B, and Arquez is making noise out towards A to just keep them preoccupied here. Yep, spotted one at CT, but I don't think that he's been seen. Maybe just hearing things off, maybe a call from a teammate that's like, yo, you saw him on your periphery. Now it gets kind of weird because we've got an Arquez with the well-timed flank. He's going to end the round here. And now, but they were watching for it. Oh, goodness. Celta in on the site. Can't get anything. And Cabby will recover the round. But my goodness, Entropiq are making them work for it.
That got too close for comfort. That got right down to the wire. Especially considering that ECSTATIC opened things up with a great first. You know, Manx found that first. He doubled it down later on. That was looking like a surefire. And as you mentioned, Entropiq have really made this side work for their success. A second on the board, but it's a hard-fought one. And this is the story that is going to be the tale of Dust2, of all the success that ECSTATIC find being at such a cost. We may be already starting to jump off a narrative moving in towards our map number 3 of Ancient, because Entropiq are looking surefire like they want to push it there. 4-round deficits. ECSTATIC doing their best to chip it back in their favor. But Entropiq, they've got other ideas. They want to see this one off early doors and towards their T side.
On the contact. Entropiq kind of going back to the tried and true Dust2 method. Get a bit of mid control, work your way up short and try and split that A bomb site. We'll see here. There's the hinge smoke, there's the molly. You know, the usual rigmarole. If you watch enough Counter-Strike, you know how this Dust2 functions. Take my flash, bro. I think Manx will eventually get it, but he's not too fussed at the moment, apparently. Still not picked it up. Freezer contacting on the orb. Going to be the first to break the silence here.
Oh no, speaking of, the silence is deafening. Is Kabi going to find a freebie? Anika's just walked straight into the Lion's Den. But a quick trade will come through from Nickelback. Brings the numbers back in favor of ECSTATIC, but only by 1.
4v3. Queenix. Pretty good spot to be in here, especially if you can just hide away and find that timing. Now would be it, and he knows it, and he gets the double breezer as well, and chimed in with a kill in the middle there. ECSTATIC have refound the energy. Couple in a row now.
Thankfully, right? I mean, consecutive rounds on the board start to bring momentum in their favor. You gotta say, though, look at the wealth of economy that Entropiq still have to work with. They're not going to struggle for buys for quite a long time. Probably even the argument to be made that they may even just have full buys for more or less the rest of this half. I mean, they've got plenty of economy to work with. They get bomb planted, which keep that money ticking across. For ECSTATIC, they now have to win off the back of, well, just playing better, which seems slightly hard done by, and what a shot that is by Anika's.
Yep. My guy, he's angry, he's charging forwards, he's got a man trapped in a car as well. The volley comes in, he tries and hopes that it was from the AWPer, but it wasn't. Very well put together from Entropiq, very quick indeed. Manx is here, but we haven't stop anything really. Does need to be a little bit careful. However, Narquez, seeing how close he was, got off on the aggressive angle there. 3-on-3, and there's a fight about to happen in the B tunnels. I think will go the way of Cabby. Will indeed. So, advantage actually picked up as we get into the retake here. Nickelback, that's a ridiculous shot. And suddenly, it looks good again for Entropiq. All over in a round like this, as you would expect from a fast Dust2 round, but still 2v2 that they're going to go for. They've got cash in the bank, to be fair to them, and they need the round. So, moving in from short, flash over the top. And lines up the wrong person. Queenix, oh, tried so damn hard. It's close. I thought Propler was blind for a second there, and because he was, there's nothing shooting. He also blended into the background. What a round to be losing.
Entropiq, they're just one notch away from guaranteeing a lead at the half. On the T side, I mean, that's impressive in its own regard, right? T side of Dust2 can be so difficult to find success just because of, in the grand scheme, the CT side should get the early bit of map control, right? It means you have to really fight tooth and nail. For now, 4-round gap built up. It could be extended further as Crad's going to find an opening double. Missed shot from Breezer. So costly.
Yep, massively. I don't know, unless he can, you know, find a multi-frag or something. I think it might be the round. One comes in. Dragon wants to stick around. Oh, playing around the fire. Nickelback's there, my bro. Ah, he's going to get taken down as well. The fireworks against him. To the back end of the site. He is the last coach, and he will fall. So, Entropiq, slight hiccup in the middle, but ultimately looking very good here on Dust2.
Well, Entropiq looking scary. A much better showing and a much more kind of decisive performance here from Entropiq compared to what we saw in the majority of the parts of Nuke. I think Nuke was very few and far between where we saw success. It wasn't exactly the Entropiq we know and love. Not the dominant side, but looking already quite considerably better. For ECSTATIC, I think they're really struggling, right? I think attack pause seems like a necessity rather than a nicety. They really need to cut off this momentum if they want any chance of making this even at the halfway mark.
Chimed in all the chaos here, but looking good against the pistols. And now Cabby the only one left, so we'll see if he can get any more, but the round is indeed solid.
Okay.
It's traded out. That's nice. I mean, yeah, take some guns away, keep the economy modest. Might make it easier to catch them towards the tail end of the half here, but Not sure it matters too much, to be fair.
Yeah, I think realistically they'll be fine. I mean, Nickelback's full bought and he's got 7K to work with, so I think for the grand scheme, they can be chilling. Now, interestingly, I'm assuming this is probably just off spawns, but Proper's going to wield the AWP to open things up. Anika's going to opt for the AK-47. This is a spawn-based peak here, but it does make me wonder whether this is going to be a change that we see for Entropiq, whether they're bringing maybe secondary AWPing in towards their playstyle. Now swinging out. Was that team damage? I think it might have been. Minds will be dropped to 64. Cabby will open things up.
Yeah, working with the double AWP, they need something a bit, you know, not necessarily desperate, but different for sure. Oh, Mank's going to give it away, though. I'm not sure if there was meant to be a flash there. Entropiq just running around Dust2 right now, finding heads. And after Cabby finding such a free early opener, this is another slip away round for ECSTATIC that, you know, is verging on the unacceptable, you have to say. So now they find themselves in the deficit somehow.
So consistently, right? I mean, we've seen ECSTATIC find that opening kill and lose a round on more often than not of a basis here. I mean, this is the really worrying part where this side is being overwhelmed. They cannot seem to control the C side. Now, we'll take a pop shot. Not going to find too much. Going to double back to the flank. I don't see a world in which they get back in towards this site, though.
Neither do they. So they are going to move to save here, Neo. And they'll take what they have into the next. I think it is indeed that good call. We've got the scary mode now, to be honest with you. Because they are looking down the barrel of a potential 12-3. Looking more and more likely. So, need the next two. Absolutely need the next two. Cabby should maybe stick with the AWP, guys.
Okay, all right. All right.
Yep, just found a 3K and pretty nice there again. There you go. They will at least eliminate everybody, getting a few stats, I guess. But like I said, money's just so good for the rest of the half. They're absolutely fine to lose everyone.
Yeah. Cabby, though. Looking pretty decent, I gotta say, with wielding the AWP. We'll drop it back over towards Breeze. I gotta say, generally speaking, Breeze's impact has been quite limited in towards this series so far. He sort of struggled to really kind of make a statement, which was the same thing in that first half of Nuke. We've seen the same thing here in the first half of D2. Hopefully, he can be able to perform a little bit. It's an audacious flick, which isn't gonna find success.
Yeah, absolutely. Propler gonna take a big tag as well. Oh, here we go, Bogdan's lovely stuff. And yeah, Entropiq down early on. Oh, nice flash, but Reza knows the move, bro. He's got the reactions for that one. Lovely stuff, and that is really not good. 5v4. A stray nade could finish off Propler, and I think they are trying to get those down. They know that he's dinked as well, so they've got great info to work with.
Well, for now. You mentioned Bogdan's law being abided by. I thought Anarchist knows Bogdan very well, works together in Finest, still the coach of now ex-Finest. So I think it's all too well to stick to those ones. Propler will wield it. Cradlow Anarchist not going to be able to find that success. Queenix will drop him. 2-man advantage now held by the Danish side.
Yep. Deadly. Let's pick up the Cabby. Around as well. Ah, he's robbed of the should be all good here. It is indeed. There's 4. 11-4 is workable, but we still want that 10-5.
Exactly. I think 11-4, there's room for that to work, but I think it's still quite audacious. 10-5, I think, is definitely on the cards for ECSTATIC to find some success. It just depends how they kind of go about their T side. They've been very aggressive. We saw it towards Nuke, right? I mean, how aggressive they were time and time again. If they can bring that same level of tempo on towards D2, hey, maybe we see a 2-0 on the cards here. But so far, looking comfortable over towards Entropiq. I'll have to wait and see how things open up. Cabby again wielding the AWP 2 as a secondary.
It's a rough 5 for Entropiq. Anarchez being off the big green for me is such a massive sore thumb, especially here. He's having a great game. Nice follow of the traces from Manx. That's one way to open it. It feels a bit Nuke-esque spamming through the smoke, but nonetheless, they are 5-on-4.
Oh. Bit of space to work with, but in the grand scheme, for ECSTATIC, all they really have to do is play the body system. Just play off the back of trades. Breezer, contacting towards door seems to be the priority. Has heard a lot of sound over towards short. Question is how they act off the back of it.
Nice nade. Feeling pretty confident about this flash for the peak for Manx. It's a little awkward for him. Kragan's going to use it for his own advantage. Here comes all the flashes, bloody hell. They're really not ready for this. A bit of a bit of a weird one there for Kragan. He does get it finished in the end, though. 10-5 at the turn of the half. ECSTATIC looking for the 2-0. A nice little recovery, but a lot more work to be done. Catch you soon.
Hello, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second half underway of our second map. 10-5 is where we stand right now. It's a resurgence from Entropiq, and I'm looking for more. Trying to open things up.
Goodness gracious, yeah, not wasting any time here. Great flash coming through. Proper, maybe a bit of a struggle, but it looks all good, and Entropiq have absolutely mowed them down. Extended break, you know, the halftime and all that good stuff. ECSTATIC just went in for the B rush, and it did not work.
Yes, that's very unfortunate to see. I think they tried to go for something, you know, pretty standard, right? Just go for a little B rush, see if they can play contact, see if they can play the numbers. read like a book. Entropiq knew exactly who and what they were coming against, and it works brilliantly in their favor. A 6-round lead built up now. Force by coming through for ECSTATIC, but all they're really able to muster up is some pistols and 1 scout. Not exactly a brilliant buy by any means.
No early rifle back this one.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay.
I will just apologise to Breezer. I said it wasn't much, but bit of a corker. Crad, good night.
Uh-oh. Oh, damn. Another tag landed as well. This is looking pretty good. And their defense is all over the place, to be honest with you. You know, weak, passive B hold. A tagged up Anarquez. Both these players on B are low.
This is worrying, right? These pistols cause a lot of problems.
This
They're basically playing...
Like leading the way. It's terrifying.
They're playing the sort of the tag 'em and bag 'em sort of philosophy here, where the scout can just get those tags going in, the pistol just finish them off. This gets really worrying. Speaking of, though, this may do damage.
Oh, they're always disappointing. That's always what I've learned. And Arcade's trying to do his damnedest here. Need the A1S to really pop off. Solding strong. Nickelback's gone down in the window, though. The scout far away. The Deagle up close. Where's the support? Seltzer's on the way. Propler's just trying to stay alive. We've got to overwhelm him here, boys. A cheeky little one-tap. And Kragan can't get in. Propler. Oh, my goodness. Lovely 4K and a great little USP clutch out from him, to be fair. 12-5. Weather in the storm. ECSTATIC can't catch a break.
I'm really impressed with what we've seen from Propler. I mean, this entire series, he has seriously stepped up, hasn't he? I mean, he's been a brilliant performer for Entropiq. And again, when it mattered most of all, he was isolated there. Seltzer was, you know, on a long rotation coming through. He had to lock things down individually, and he did. There's positives, though, to be taken from ECSTATIC. The fact that they were able to get 3 kills on that sort of buy, definitely some silver linings, but it is a bad situation.
They just don't have any room, right? This is the thing. You go 10-5, you lose out the pistol. You have to find, you know, a really solid base. You've got to get it to like 13, probably 10. Yeah, I'd say 13-9. Otherwise, you're just going to be really uncomfortable with it. It's a lot to ask. Nice find from Kragan. Loving the Deagle plays for sure.
Yeah, a couple of individuals stepping up at times for ECSTATIC, despite as a general the team has been struggling. We do see a couple of beauties come into play. So, of course, that earlier scout shot and now a wondrous 1D. It still seems very unlikely to find success here, but they are going back over towards B, and twice now they've been shut out here.
Very true. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Maybe a little bit of mini conditioning in these early rounds, right? Just to kind of bait them out, make them think that B is a popular hotspot. Smoke over the top. That's all they've got. Oh, God, getting through this A1S is going to be really, really tough. And he's playing that pesky angle around the corner. Not a chance. Maybe now he's on the USB. Yep, there it is. He's bought enough time. They're just able to easily deal with Manx. And here we go. This is where the pressure is really on. The do-or-die time for ECSTATIC on that too. Yeah,
this is really where I think if ECSTATIC don't pick up around here, it is done. If you start kind of focusing our attention over towards Ancient, because... I mean, it really has been a struggle, hasn't it? I mean, the few and far between times we've seen success coming out of ECSTATIC, they can't make it consistent. It's not consecutive on the board, and you get worried. 4x coming out against, I mean, what is a pretty hefty investment from Entropiq, but even still, they lose this one out. They should be able to muster a buy up in towards the next regardless.
Nothing around here in towards pit. They just want to clear their bearings. We've got some aggression over at B. That's heavily successful. Aggression over at short. Rule 1 of Dust2, right? You lose long control, you take short. You lose short control, you take long. So they have regained a lot of ground here. And I think the long push is in for disaster. Nade's going to do some good damage. No, it doesn't, but it doesn't matter. The A1Ss are doing all the damage. Just Freezer. We'll find one, but it costs him all his HP. Surely dead to rights in just a second here. Bombs hit the deck. You know, there's really no pressure on the Entropiq side. clean finish. 14th comes in. I think that's got to be it, right? Like,
I agree.
Static just have nothing to show for here on Dust2.
No, that's it. I do feel like this one is really dead in the water. The nails are being banged into the coffin. ECSTATIC are just not showing up to play here on Dust2. And of course, it really opens up the door in a different manner over towards Ancient, because this sort of momentum that is so dwindling over towards this Danish side, if this comes in towards Ancient, they're going to struggle considerably. Flash will come over. Anik is forced off the angle. They've got space out towards short already, and Manch will open things up.
Okay, Freezer can't hit the trigger, unfortunately. Pretty big. I think York really could do some damage here. Smoke comes in. Quick jump away, and then, of course, spamming on towards the Xbox. It's always hard to hit perfectly. Yeah, the big man is Manx. He's lost his head. And Arquez not missing right now. The bits of damage being done, but ultimately the round not looking too good. And Arquez gets a bit ahead of himself there, though. Even the space and the jump and whatever that was to Queenix. The big thing is that the bomb is bloody miles away. Gonna try and get the smokes down here is Cabby, but yeah, that leaves his teammate isolated. Kind of tough for him here. 2 versus 1. It's not impossible. I can certainly see this coming off.
I mean, Propler, I mean, all he has to do really is buy time. I mean, how do they want to play this? Are they I think they're tempted to rotate back towards B. Bomb will be able to go down. That's the comfortable thing. Now the rotation being beckoned back over by Crad. And we can see the trigger being pulled to try and play a little bit of a double stack here. With a low HP over towards Crad, and with a dink on towards Propler too, they have to play together and just play contact.
Thinking about the elevator boost up. Playing the trade game. Can't get on to the Deagle fast enough. I think his M4 that he picked up was low ammo. It's unfortunate. Defuse comes in. I think just taking a second there to figure out where the AWP is at to get that for a Narquez. Pretty sure it was Ramp Bro, but no one seems to be calling that. Whatever, they've got cash. Can't buy AK, so that's fine. But 10 rounds in a row, of course, here to secure this one and take us to Ancient.
I think this one's done and dusted. To be perfectly honest, 10-round deficit is pretty improbable in the grand scheme of things. So for ECSTATIC, they do have a nice, comfortable buy to work with. The AWP in play for Breezer. He has struggled, though, once again, to kind of find that form and find that kind of, I guess, that battle against Anikas, who is performing pretty well out towards B. They're going to go thick and fast.
Yep, not wasting any time. It's a good couple kills coming in for the CT side as well. They're desperate, aren't they? They're really desperate on the ECSTATIC side, and it's just not happening for them. Yeah, disastrous, absolutely disastrous stuff. They're going to try and, you know, rotate into mid and make that work, but I don't see it happening.
Oh, great shot from Anikas as well. That's a peak. Dorcas really changed things up, but he's looking for more.
Get it? Oh, missed a shot. Finally does. He's been hitting a fair few, especially in the second half. So just 2 remain to keep ECSTATIC in it. Crad in the A4, mind you, is going to distract away. Another kill comes in for Nickelback. Smoke maybe, or just getting aggressive through it. Doesn't matter. 16-5. Hell of a clean finish. Great map coming in from Entropiq. Great bounce back after, you know, the narrow loss on map number 1. And as mentioned, we've got a third one coming up, folks. Ancient after the break. You don't want to miss it. This has been a hell of a series.